This conference will now be recorded.
So in yesterday's class, we have started using of your how to pass the data from one internal table to how to pass the or how to add the data to an internal table. So that is what we have seen. So in this, in order to add the data in your internal table, we have seen something called as your open SQL statements, and we have seen something called as what are those? So one is the append value hash of whatever the work area details you want. Field 1 is equal to value 1, and next field 2 equal to value 2. This we have seen into your internal table, whatever the internal table. So this is one way. The next way is if I want to add multiple records at one single go. If we want to add multiple records in one single go, then what I told you, you need to create your internal table. So whatever the internal table is equal to, I would be saying the value hash, open your brackets and give a space and open one more brackets. Here you need to add the first record details, and then we need to close your brackets. Then open your brackets, and then you need to add your second record details. And once it is done, just close the bracket. And once it is then the third record. So like this, you can go ahead and add multiple records at one single go, like this. So what it will do, so this statement will passes the records, and it won't check if there is already data available in the internal table or not. It won't check. That means it will, if the data is available, it will overwrite. It will overwrite. Now I want the data, I want the data to be as is, and the new records must be added after those. The new multiple records in one single go must be added after those records. Then what I need to do? So to achieve this, yesterday I had told you we have to use a thing called as your base. The base is a command. So base, it's a command. It's a command used to tell to the to the query to add the records after the existing records. Like it will work like as your append. It will work like as your append. So this is called as the base statement. Now the updated statement will be, so we have already seen this example in yesterday's class, so I'm just giving you an overview, and then we'll go ahead and see the next things. The updated statement will be, so what is my updated statement? Internal table is equal to, you need to write value hash and then open your brackets. So before you enter into the record, you need to provide base and provide your internal table name, and then open your brackets and then your first record, second record, and third record. the first record, the second record, and your third record. So like this, the same way how we are going to do it. The same way how you are going to do it. So this is how you need to write in the form of your base. So this is one of your most important interview question. If you are keeping around 3 to 4 years of experience, and if you say if you have an experience in the new syntaxes, or if you have an experience in S4 syntaxes, then they will be asking about this page statement for sure. About this page statement for sure. So because I was into the interview panel from past 10 years, I know what questions they will be asking you. So this is one of your question. Okay. So now coming back to the next statement, what we are going to see. So I already created the running notes for this new syntaxes. So which I'm going to share with you guys, which I'm going to share with you. So these we are going to see going forward. So with including each and everything. So I'm going to share with you once the WhatsApp group has been created. I'm going to ask you your email IDs, and then I'll start sharing these documents with you guys. Okay. So now see the read statement we have seen, and then the read statement if the records, so the line exists, which we have seen, and then we have started the described number of lines. Yesterday we have seen lines of, and then we have started how to pass. So I didn't tell you about the concatenation and convert operator, the translate operator. I'm going to tell you this. How to add the records to your internal table is what we have seen. How to add the records. So this is what we have seen. So when we are writing in the new style, it is like passing the data from one internal table without checking if the data is available. If the data is not, if the data is present or not, it will be removed and the new values. So now my requirement, we have to use the keyword called as base, which I told you. So then I have told you how can we use this base statement, how to use this base statement. I have told you how to use this base statement. And now the next thing we are going to see is here, move corresponding. So I want to move the data from one internal table to another internal table. So the next statement we are going to see is moving the data, either from one work area to another work area, or one internal table to another internal table, one internal table to another internal table. So now in the old style, so if I need to move the data from one work area to another work area, so what you will be writing, what is the syntax? What is the syntax in the old style, or what is the existing syntax what you will be using in case of moving the data from one structure to another structure? What is the syntax?
Move corresponding internal table 1 to internal table 2.
Internal table will not work in move corresponding.
Sorry. Yes,
Move
correct.
corresponding work area
Work
1
area 1 to
to work
into
area.
work area 2.
So what is a prerequisite for move corresponding?
Mm,
What is a prerequisite? How the data is going to be moved from one structure to another structure?
the size of the structure, no. The
The
declaration should be same.
the field names of the structure must be the same. So this is
Okay.
this is this is the prerequisite when we want to move the corresponding. So it won't check the size, it will check the name. And if the name matches whatever the size, let's say for example, I have a work area with the field 1 which is of size 10 characters, and I have added the data as 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. Then I have a work area 2 with field 1 same name of 8 characters. So then if I write move corresponding, it will just move till 8. It will just move till 8. So this is how the move corresponding will work. So it will check the field names whether it is matching or not. That's the only criteria the move corresponding will check. So now in the new syntax, in the new syntax. So it's just like work area 2 is equal to, you will be writing corresponding hash of just work area 1. That's it. Simple. Corresponding hash and work area 1. This is what you will be going to write in your corresponding, in your move corresponding. Just write a corresponding. Now, the same syntax is also applicable, applicable for the internal table too. So this new syntax, the corresponding new syntax, SAP has provided for your internal table also. So just internal table 1 is equal to corresponding hash, and you will be writing, sorry, internal table 2 is equal to corresponding hash, and you will be writing it as internal table 1. Internal table 1. That's it. No other details you need to write. But this move corresponding, it's only for work area. But the new corresponding syntax what SAP has been provided, it will just go ahead and if we can do it for both your internal table as well as your work area. Internal table as well as your work area. Let's go ahead and see that example. Let's log on to SAP system. Shit. Okay, that's fine. So once we started with our CDS views and everything, then I'll be coming to this, let me to say, this remote desktop. So as of now, I'm just using for this as our system is not working. So I'm going to SC38. Now let's see, ZR 8 AM KOH batch 1. Now I'll just go ahead and click on create. So this is new syntaxes, and I'm going to take this as executable program, as you're already aware of this. And now I'm going to save this as my local object. Now, my requirement is I'm going to create an internal table with the following fields. I'm going to create an internal table with the following fields. What are those fields? So let me get the data from VBAK table. So I'll be saying the VBELN, ER, ERDAT, ERNAM, VKORG, VTWEG, and SPART. VTWEG and SPART. So these are the fields. Now I'll just go ahead and create my types declaration. So types begin of GTY underscore VBAK and end of GTY underscore VBAK. Now I'm going to create my this one VBELN. So type, I'm just giving it as char 8 to just show you the move corresponding how it will work. Okay, and then ERDAT, type ERDAT, and then ERNAM, type ERNAM, and VKORG, type VKORG, and next VTWEG1. I'm just changing the name also to show you that the data will not be moved. VTWEG, and then SPART, type SPART. Okay, this is what my table is. Now I'll go ahead and create my table type. So GTT underscore VBAK, type standard table of GTY underscore VBAK. Now I'm just going to create my data declarations. Data declarations, data gt underscore vbak, type gtt underscore vbak. You must be knowing about this. What is meant by this? This is your table type. Table type. Who are experienced in the OOPS concepts, they will always use to create these table types, because the internal tables will not be sorry, the tables concept, the tables is obsolete parameter in your OOPS. Okay, so who are experienced, they know about this. Now let me get the data. So I'm just going to write my startup selection. Now what I will do, I'll just say select PBLN ERDAT ERNAM VKO VTWEG and SPART from VBAK into table at the rate data of GT underscore VBAK1 up to, let's take 100 rows. I'm just going to take 100 rows up to 100 rows. Now do your pretty printer. Now I have my data. So now if I write my move corresponding, so now I'm going to show you the move corresponding. So what I will write, I'll just say GT underscore VBAK is equal to corresponding hash of GT underscore VBAK1. That's it. Now let me go ahead and keep a breakpoint. Now you can see that how the data is going to be moved. Now let me say activate this one. Now let's click on execute. My debugger is going to work, and now in GTVBAK you have your 100 records, but see, it is storing the 8 records, the first 8 lines, the first 8 the first 8 characters, and see the VTWEG is not equal to VTWEG1. So that's why the VTWEG has not been moved. As I told you, the name of the fields must be the same. That is what SAP will consider. That is what SAP will consider when you are using your move corresponding. Now, for example, the same way I have my data already available in my table. I have the data already available. So the same thing even I have written over here. If you see this move corresponding, so now the corresponding is. So this is uh, this is how you will be writing in case of your base. So now I have the data already available in my GTVBAK. So that means let me go ahead and add the data in my GTVBAK. So GT underscore VBAK is equal to, I'm going to say value hash, and then what are my fields? Let me copy these fields. Alt shift right arrow and then down arrow, copy this. And then I'll always write my base. That's my habit, so that it will be having. Now my fields. What are my fields? So I'll be saying this as 1 and ERDAT site datum site unit VKORGA. I'm going to take it as 1000. VTW is as 10. SPART equal to 10. My first record is completed, and now my second record. And my third record, and my fourth record. So this is how. So now I have 4 records. Now, so totally how many records I needed right now in my output? I needed 104. But if you see here, you will be getting only your 100. So if you are writing your new statement, it is like your overwrite. It's like your overwrite. Now I want my existing records as it is, and then I want to use my corresponding hash. So in that case, what you need to use, again, you need to use the base. Base, base. What is your table? GT underscore VBAK, GT underscore VBAK, and so that's it. So now this will records will have it, and then the corresponding will move to this internal table. See a pretty printer, and let's get activate your code. Now it is similar to like append lines of. So you might be knowing this statement. Append lines of data from one internal table to another internal table. Append lines of one data from one internal table to another internal table. But when you are writing your append lines of, the field names and the data element names must be the same, but here it doesn't need to check your data elements. Now if I say activate this code, and now when I click on execute, now see here in your GTVBAK you will be having 104 records. See here, you will be having 104 records. So this is how you have to use your base statement. So on which table you are going to write is what you have to be provided in your base. The same thing even I have provided over here. The same thing even I have provided over here. So on which statement you are going to write is what you have to provide over here. So SAP will take care of moving the data from one table to another table automatically. You don't need to worry about this. You don't need to worry about this. So this is how you will be writing your move corresponding from one internal table to another internal table. Similarly, like your structure. Structure is simple. GS underscore STR1 is equal to the corresponding hash. You will just say GS underscore. So can we use the base over here? STR. Can I use base over here? Can I use base in your structure? Can I use base? Base keyword? Tell me guys, yes or no? Anything is fine. See, I'm not going to scold you or not. I'm not going to do anything on you. So just say it. So I want to make this session as an interactive. That's it. So yes or no? Lakshmi, Ashwini, Suras, Prashna. Okay. So the answer to this is no. The answer to this is no. You can't able to use your keyword. You can't. Why? Because this is moving the data from one structure to another structure. That means moving is happening on one single record. Moving is happening on one single record. So it doesn't need to check. You don't need to check whether you want the multiple records or not. So that's why for your corresponding of your structure, you won't be using your base, but on your internal table, we can use your base. So this is all about your move corresponding. This is all about your move corresponding. Okay, clear with this? Any questions? Any questions, guys? Okay, I'll be considering it as no questions. And now, so this is what the example program I have already provided with the base and everything. Now let's go ahead and see the next thing called as your processing functions. What are those processing functions? So in the processing functions, basically, we will be having, you'll be having your concatenate, just give me 1 second, guys. Processing functions. So in this, you will be having the first and the foremost function is your concatenate function. The next function is your convert. The third function is your translate, and the fourth function is your conversion, and the fifth function we are going to see. So I have told you about this convert operator, the translate. We have just told you about your translate. Let me go up to my things. So translate, and then we are going to see something called as your. Okay, so let's go ahead with this only. So then I'll tell you if I have any. So like date formatting function you will be having. So time formatting function you will be having. Time formatting function and currency format function. Currency format function you will be having, and then convert, concatenate, translate, conversion, date. Yeah, these are the ones. So now the first and the foremost operator we are going to see is your concatenate. The first and the foremost operator we are going to see is your concatenate. So what is the statement? This is mainly used to club more than one variable into a final variable So the syntax, what is the syntax? You will be writing concatenate field 1, field 2, field 3, and so on into my final field, FF. If you have a separator, then you will be using separator by whatever your separator. So this is what you are going to use. Now in the new syntax, so without separator, so in concatenate, before we go ahead with this, in concat we have 3 new styles. In 730, SAP ABAP Stack 730, SAP has introduced one concat style, and from 740, SAP has introduced another style. SAP has introduced another style to do this. So to do this, SAP has introduced another 2 styles, not one style. Here we will be having another 2 styles SAP has been introduced. Now in the first style, that means in 730. So how you will be writing your concatenate? So data of final field is equal to, you will be writing your field 1 and you have to use double ampersand. You have to use your double ampersand and field 2, and then double ampersand field 3, and then double ampersand, and then field 4, like this. So this is without separator. Without a separator. Now I wish to have my separator right now. So in that case, data of final variable is equal to field 1. I'll be saying double ampersand, and you have to provide your separator. That's it. So ampersand field 2, and you have provide your separator, double ampersand separator, and then like this you have to do it. So this is how, and then field 3. But the advantage over here is when you are using this new style. So can someone can tell me what can be the advantage? New style advantage. Someone can tell me? Can someone can tell me what can be the advantage in new style? So the advantage is when you're using your new separator, I can use multiple separators. Like this. I can use multiple separators. How many separators I want. But if I want to write that in my old style, what I need to do, so I need to, first of all, I need to go ahead and write concatenate field 1, field 2, field 3, separated by at the rate, and then again concatenate. Let me copy this link. Here I'll be writing EFF, and then this is my field 3, and then you will be writing FS1, and then you will be writing with your hash. So two statements we have clubbed and we have moved it into one single statement. Two statements we have clubbed and we have moved it to one single statement. This is how the advantage when you are going ahead with your new syntaxes in case of your concatenate. In case of your concatenate, this is what. So now let's go ahead and see the example program for this. Now, so example. Concatenate. So now I'll be saying data of gv underscore variable 1 is equal to, I'll just say SAP ABAP on HANA batch. SAP ABAP on HANA batch. And then data of gv underscore data of, or else I'll directly write it without declaring of my data. What I will do, I'll say concatenate. So I'll be saying SAP S4 ABAP, and then I'll be saying batch 8 a.m. into data. So you can use your inline declaration gv underscore final. That's it. I'm not going to use any separator. So then you need to write your gv underscore final. So you are going to write this. So now when you are using this concatenate, you are trying to create one variable. But when you are going to use with the new syntax, so then you simply say write, this is first one and this is second one, and go ahead and say simply double ampersand. Go ahead and say simply double ampersand. That's it. Now do your pretty printer and let's get activate your code. Now see here, the code got activated. So now you don't need to create even a variable. That means wherever you want, you can just go ahead and do your concatenation. Wherever you want, you can just go ahead and do your concatenation. Now let me go ahead and show you one more example. Let me create a function module. So now I'm going to create a function module. what I will do, so ZFM date time, ZFM date time. I'm just going to create this. Before that, let me go ahead and create a function group. So ZFM AOH batch 1, and I'm going to say the batch 1, and just go ahead and click on save. I'm be saying that in my local object. Now, or else date username. I'll be taking this as date username. Now I'll just go ahead and create the FM batch 1. Now just say click on save. What I will do, I'll go to my importing parameter IV underscore date name. I'm going to take this as type, and date is for 8 characters and 12 cat 20. I'm just going to have my cat 20 and I'm going to say optional. So now let's say activate my code. I'm just going to this program. I'll also activate this one. So let me open the repository list and right click over here and I'll activate my function. Now my objects has been activated. Now see here, I'll go ahead and call this one. I'll go ahead and call this one. So now I'm going to go back to my program. I'll say call function. So I'm going to pattern. I'm going to pass my function module. So here I want to concat. So what I will do, I can simply say site datum concatenation with site uname. That's it. We are done. You don't need to do this. Ready printer, and let's check this. No issues, and let's activate your code. See, so that is how the new syntaxes will plays an important role. You don't need to go ahead and create your variables. You can ask when you're passing the data, you can do your operations. Even if I have an internal table, I can go ahead and do the internal table over here. Let's go ahead and show you that one too. I go to my Mara and I'm going to take IT underscore Mara or IT underscore VBAK type VBAK underscore your T. So this is my table type for my VBAK structure. Now activate this one. So now here, let me remove this one and let me call my function module one more time. So now here I'll do my concatenation, whatever the concatenations I have, site datum concatenate with site uname. So this is one. The next one, value. Here I'll just say VBAK underscore T. What is my first record? I can just pass my first record. VBLN is equal to 1, and then whatever the fields I have, ERNAM, sorry, ERNAM is equal to site uname, and ERDAT is equal to site datum, and then VKORG is equal to 1000, and then VTWEG is equal to your 10, and then SPART is equal to again your 10. My first record is completed. I'm just passing my records to my table. My second record, my third record. So like this. So I'll just say this is my second record and this is my third record. Now if I do my pretty printer and if I let's say check this, sorry, I just put the full stop. Now do my pretty printer and now check this, no issues. See, this is the advantage when you're going ahead with your new syntaxes. Wherever you want, you can just go ahead and do that. You can just go ahead and do that. Now, let's get activated your code. Now, if I just say click on execute. So now if I say F8, sorry, F5, 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 and then F6, it will go into an error called as your type conflict. So in order to do this, so did you face this issue in your real time, the type conflict? Do you know what is meant by type conflict, first of all?
The data declarations are is not matching.
Right. So not data declaration. Yeah, not
The,
data
the, the type of data
type of
type we are,
the type of the data is not
which
matching.
we are about. Yes.
Yeah. So 1 second. So now what we have to do, where we are going to get this? So we are going to get this at this format here, because this ITVBAK and this one we have provided the right type, but this one is the wrong type which we have provided. So how can I provide this right type? So in your older style, what you will be doing, you will go ahead and create a variable of whatever the type which is there in this function module. But here you can use a operator called as your convert. You can use a operator called as your convert. So convert, and whatever the data element you have provided, just go ahead and provide that one. That's it. Done. So do your pretty printer and let's get activate your code. Now if I say execute, now you won't be getting that issue. Now F6. Now see here, the dump has gone. Now you are asking to change. So the concatenate is happening and you are asking to change the type to this cat 20. You are asking to change. See, one single statement in two things we are going to do it. One single statement in two things. Here also, if you want, you can use your base. Base, let's say GT underscore VBAK, whatever the table. So I want the table, as along with this, I want my few records to be transferred to my to my function module, to my function module. And here also you can write your loop statement also. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. So that's why when you're writing the code in your real time, when you're writing the code in your new syntaxes, I told you at the early stages. So what I told you, you have to understand your code. You can't able to debug. See, because if I write this at this before this function module, I can know what is the value I'm providing it my internal table. But here, how this value is creating, this internal table values are creating dynamically when I'm processing. So in this case, you have to understand your code. But I would always suggest you to write in this format only. If you want to show your coding etiquette to everyone, so this is the right format you have to do it when you're working on your S4 HANA. When you're working on your S4 HANA, this is how you have to write your logic. You have to write your logic in the same format only. Okay, clear with this? Clear with this? So this is what the advantages when we are going ahead with your new syntaxes. Clear with this, guys? Any questions? Lakshmi, Suresh, Ashwini, Prashna. Any questions? Guys, at least you reply for this, guys.
No, actually, one thing I want to ask Rakesh, that is, yeah, suppose let's say I want to add fifth record into internal table. And if I don't use base keyword,
Hmm.
that fifth record would be inserted at what position? Like at the
So
first position without.
that's what I'm telling you. It will.
Actually, I didn't attend Monday and Tuesday's class, so
I
I'm not
understand.
much aware of.
No problem. Anyways, you will be getting the recording also.
Yes.
So yeah, if you are not using the base command, it will overwrite.
Okay. That means for existing
And
record will
that
be
data
overrated.
moved and it will just go ahead and overwrite.
Okay.
That's what
At
I
the
told
first
you.
position, right?
Even in your base statement. So what we have done, so this 100 records has been overwrite with your 4 records. If I let's say activate your code, and now let me remove this base command, or else I'll write it with Control D, and I'll go ahead and remove this one. Now I'll just say activate. Now let me keep a breakpoint over here, and let me click on execute. Let me click on execute. Now my breakpoint has been created. Now see here. So we have added these 4 records manually at the top
Yes.
with the help of this. With the help of this. Now when it, and in my GTVBAK, I have 100 records. So now we are trying to move this 100 records from this internal table to this internal table.
Yes.
So
Yes.
if I say F5, see here, your 4 records will be gets gone, and it will be replaced with your 100 records.
Oh,
Now,
okay. Okay.
if I want that 4 records to be existing, so then you have to use your base keyword.
Basically.
Then you have to use your base keyword. Now when I say activate this one, so my breakpoint is already there. Now see here, my 4 records is as it is. After that, from 5th record, it will go ahead and add the remaining details.
Okay.
Now you're clear?
Yes. 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 I thought was the records which we are trying to add manually would be inserted at the end of the last record, but
No, no,
at the
no.
beginning only it's being entered.
Right.
Okay. Okay. I
Okay.
got it. I got it. If I
Okay.
still
So
have
what
any doubts,
if you are using this, you just go ahead and add after that record, like append statement. So if you have 100 statement and if you're writing an append, it will go ahead and add at 101 position.
yes.
Now the base will also work in the same way. The
Okay.
base will also work in the same way. So if I have 100 and if I want to transfer one more 100 from 10, it will just go ahead and add the next 100 records.
Okay.
Okay. So this is
Okay.
all
Okay.
about base, and this is how you concatenate. Now see here how beautifully we are our ABAP code. How beautifully we are going to change our ABAP code. And anyways, I'm going to show you my real-time systems too. So when I'm showing my real-time systems, and at that time I won't be recording my session. How I used to write the code also I'll be showing you guys. Don't worry. So you will be getting. I told you right. I'll just provide you my 100% effort to make you happy and to make you satisfied once you left with this course, and you will be you won't get this much of a knowledge from the outside team, because I was been working from past 5 years completely into SAP S4 HANA projects from 1709 to till 2022 I have worked. So 2023 I didn't get a chance to work till now. So I have worked till 2022. I know what changes SAP has created. Every year I'll be going for a ticket to know what are the new things that has been involved. Right now, the latest one. So previously we will be using the RESTful ABAP program using ABAP. So right now a machine language has been came up for RESTful ABAP EML, RAP EML. So currently I'm learning that RAP EML, entity manipulation language. So which is completely your Java and SQL. So how you have to manipulate that. I mean, they have changed that, but Java people and SQL people can easily understand that. But anyways, we are not going to cover this as part of our course. So, but I'll be just providing you the link where you can able to learn your RAP and SAP BTP on your own. So don't worry on that. So that's it. So that's all for today. So, and then we will be seeing the new concatenate statements in your tomorrow's class. As I already told you, so 27th and the 28th you won't be having classes. You won't have your classes. So so this is my pre-planned vacation which I have done 2 months back, and tomorrow you will be having at 8 o'clock. As today's festival, it got delayed. So but tomorrow by sharp 8 or 8:05 I'll start the class tomorrow and day after tomorrow. Okay, and Saturday anyways you don't have your class. Clear? So try to register to this course as soon as possible to get the access to the videos as well as your documents. Yeah, that's all for today, and we'll meet you tomorrow again and we'll continue our session. Thank you all.
Yeah,
Thank
hi.
you.
Hello.
Yeah, Ashwini, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, hi Rakesh. Do we face any problem if we use the new syntax with new SAP GUI? Because in my project, it is a module pool programming where we have used OOPS ALV in the display and all, like where we are trying to display three ALV grids, and when the user is trying to click on the back button, it is not redirecting the to the previous screen, but however the three ALV grids which is used to display the data is getting cleared. So this is happening only with new SAP GUI, not with the old SAP GUI.
I
Like,
don't
do you have any?
I don't think so. It won't be that scenario. Maybe there is a glitch that you have written in the program. So I don't think so, because I'm using 770 in my real time. Here we are using 740, but I'm using 770 logon pad in my real time. So I didn't face that type of an issue. I just want to see your ABAP stack. So go here to here, system status, and go to your product version and see the ABAP stack. So if it is greater than 740, then for sure you won't be facing any issues. Maybe go ahead and put a breakpoint in your PAI, process after input, and go ahead and see over there whether they have written leave to screen 0 or leave to screen 1000. If they have say leave to screen 0, try to change that to leave to screen whatever the previous screen it is, whatever the previous
Okay.
screen. So try to change that, it will work for sure. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any other
thank you.
question?
No,
See
no.
these, and one more thing, guys. These are the new syntaxes. Currently, we are just focusing on your internal tables only. Remember this one. We didn't start about our select queries yet. In your select queries also you can use your concat, you can use your uh, the conversion exit routine, you can use your summation, you can use your minimum, you can use your maximum. So silly, floor, decimal, float, currency, so many things are there in your select statement itself. Inside your select statement itself you can write so many things, even when you are writing joining of two tables. So in the second table I want to write a concatenate, so on the joining field must be a concatenate of two fields, so you can do that. So that's how the advanced the SAP has advanced. So you will be getting to know all those details. So right now we are just focusing on your internal table only. I didn't tell you. So this is not the syntax we are going to use in S4. This is not the syntax we are going to use in S4. The S4 select syntax has been changed. The S4 select syntax has been changed. So this syntax is only be used in case of your ECC. Remember this one, guys. So ECC either on any database, any DB, any DB where the ABAP stack is greater than 740, or I can say this as EHP 7 onwards, ECC 6.0 and EHP 7 onwards. You can use this syntax. But when you're working on S4 HANA, there is a difference in your syntax. You will be learning that syntax too once your select statements are completed. At that time, so in HANA, I'm going to show you this sum, average, average, minimum, maximum, the rank functionality. You will be having something called as a dense rank functionality, like that. You will be having so many syntaxes, so much advanced. Here also inside your select query, you can write your concat and you can do your conversion routine, everything is possible, everything is possible. So you will be having decimal to flip conversion, like that. You have so many things, state conversion. So everything is possible inside your select statement itself, inside your select statement itself. You don't need to. So that means, that's what I told you, everything I told you, right? Everything we are pushing into the DB. Everything we are pushing into your DB. So you have to put more pressure on your DB irrespective of your application layer. That is what our main target is before we completed this course. But why I was telling you this, if you are going to use in your ECC or in your S4 when you want to try on your internal tables, so then we have to use this, because when you want to use your function module, I have to go ahead and create all these things. I have to go ahead and create an internal table or a variable. So now we have seen, without creating the variables and everything, we have directly passing the values to your function modules. Directly we are passing the values. So even your methods also you can do that. Even your methods also you can do that. So that is how the advanced SAP has been came up. Okay. Yeah. So anyways, so that's all for today. And if you don't have any other questions, then we can meet you tomorrow at the same time, 8 or 8:05 max, and we'll continue our session. Thank you all.